few of you would ask, why would I apply as a bank? Why just not do like an overtime on my ward or in my department? So this is actually the main benefit of doing it through bank shift rather than doing it as your extra. Hi guys, it's Danica and welcome back to my channel. To those who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Danica. I'm a registered nurse in the Philippines and also here in the UK. If you're new here in this channel, then I encourage you to click on the subscribe button below and also the bell button beside it so that you will be notified every time that we have an update. Alright guys, for today's video, it's actually interesting how I'd say few people have been asking me about doing extra shifts or doing bank shifts here in the UK, and like, can I do this and that while I'm working under a tier 2 visa? So it came to my mind, okay, let's just do a video and like clarify things. Also, for those of you who want to work extra here as a nurse, so this is all about working as a bank nurse under tier 2 visa and being a substantive full-time NHS nurse. So I just want to clarify, you know, what this video is very specific to, because in the NHS there are different types of workers. There's like a full-time, part-time, there's a bank staff nurse, there's agency nurses. So yes, I just want to clarify those things. So this is based on my experience. So I work full-time as a nurse in the NHS and I'm also employed as a bank. So that means I am substantive staff but also doing bank shift under the same trust that I am working. So yes, if you guys are interested in this video, then please keep on watching. Alright guys, again, before we begin, let me just make it clear, this is not like just mainly for bank staff worker in the NHS. This is about doing an extra shift aside from being a full-time NHS nurse, just to make it clear, because there are differences actually if you just say like, you know, bank nurse, and it's different when you say like, I'm a full-time nurse and I'm just doing shift through bank. So yes, and again, let's clarify that bank shift is, or bank nurse doesn't mean that you work in the bank. It's just a term they use here in the UK. So yes, let's get this started. Right, so what you need to know, let me just have a look. Alright, so yes, you can do, or you can apply as a bank nurse aside from being a substantive full-time NHS employee. So few of you would ask, why would I apply as a bank? Why just not do like an overtime on my ward or in my department? So this is actually the main benefit of doing it through bank shift rather than doing it as your extra on your own department. So in A&E, I didn't realize this. I didn't know about it. I was doing, you know, overtime in A&E through, you know, just the normal overtime in your department. But when you actually apply as a bank shift, for example, this benefits like staff who's on their, you know, who doesn't have like increment first, you're on your first year. So when you apply and you do a bank shift, you will be paid top of the band. So for example, in your band 5 nurse and what's the basic rate now? Is it 14 or 13 when on your first year? When you do a bank shift, you'll be paid top of your band, so that's around like 16 pounds instead of 14 pounds. So that's the reason why sometimes I do it as a bank shift. I don't do it as an extra shift in iClinic because I then get paid less. So that's the main difference. So under our tier 2 visa or the skilled worker visa, you can do 20 hours extra per week. So again, I want to clarify that you can do this as a nurse, for a nursing job, I mean. So you can do, like, for example, we're on a skilled worker visa and then I want to do a shift in McDonald's, or I want to do a shift in like what retail store. We can't do that. It violates the working conditions in our visa. So you can do either as an agency or a bank nurse or an overtime, so any nursing job. So as long as it's 20 hours per week, that is fine. You might be wondering, so what happens if I exceed like 20 hours per week? I think you'll have a problem later on when you're applying for your ILR or your citizenship, because basically it's, you know, it's against the rules on our working visa. And then the next question you might be asking me is that, so how do I apply as a bank nurse? So I'd say it's easier. I think most of us would, you know, apply with the same trust anyway. You don't want to do it like in another hospital, right? So yes, you need to apply, like properly apply in your hospital again, but not as complicated as it was when you're really applying for, you know, a full-time job. So they would just need to ask you to fill up a form. It's not really complicated, it's just easy, but again, you need to like do the process of like applying. You don't get like a job interview or anything like that. So yes, you just need to, you know, apply and, you know, message the recruitment team of the trust you're working with, like, you know, I wanted to apply as a bank nurse, what do I need to do? And they will you know, help you with it anyway. And then the next question is about the preceptorship. If you're new here, you have probably heard about it. So preceptorship is actually mandatory. I'd say mandatory. I'd say it's helpful for new stuff. It's made for, you know, if you're new in that hospital or you're a new nurse, I think. So they help you, like what do you call it, like they guide you, or, you know, experiences as a nurse and things like that. So like they orient you and those things. Basically they help you. It's not like a course or something about nursing. It's just a discussion among like nurses. You could be with a physio, you could be with a pharmacist, so those kinds of things. So you need to attend, like, was it 8 or 6 sessions? So this one I didn't really had a chance to finish because of pandemic. They like cancelled. I was like on my 4th or 5th session by then, and I just never really had a chance to actually complete it. So this is like a query, but I did apply without completing my preceptorship and they did accepted me. But I guess with some trust they might be stricter about this, because some say like now, like one of my colleagues is trying to apply now, he told me that they can't, like he needs to finish his preceptorship, because in the preceptorship there's a step there where you can shadow which like area you wanted to, like, you know, different from your what area you're working. For example, if I'm working in eye clinic and I attended my preceptorship, I can shadow, like, you know, which ward or maybe in theater, and like have a look what they're doing there. And it also helps when you, I think that's the reason why, because when you do your bank shift, at least you have an idea on, you know, on that area. All right, and some of the facts actually, if you're already, you know, if you're already a bank nurse. So sorry, I just did my list and it's quite hot. It's not actually a foundation, guys. I turned the heating on and it's actually getting hotter. That's why I have like a Asian flush. But anyway, so yes, you don't need, or we don't need to have a minimum shift to stay in the bank, because we're just doing it like, you know, as an extra. We're substantive staff. But for those who are solely bank workers, they need to have a minimum of like 1 shift in 3 months to stay in the bank. You know, I'm very nosy. I actually asked my colleagues about this, you know, because normally in like a ward or like in A&E, you'll know, you'll meet people and they say, you know, I'm a bank. So that means they're not really permanent in that ward or in that department. So yes, but for us anyway, we don't need any minimum shifts to stay in the bank. You just book whenever you can and whenever you want and wherever you want. So yes, you can pick where you want to, you know, do your bank shift, and you can even pick if you want a long day, if you want just a short shifts like early or a late, which I normally do now. So you still get paid the enhancements that you would get. For example, during a night shift or a Saturday, that's 30%, or on a Sunday that is 60% more than your regular rate. So you can see why people are doing bank shift. So for example, so again, you get paid top of your band and you get the enhancements, so that's like a lot than, you know, just doing a regular shift in your own department. So next would be you get paid monthly along with the normal, you know, salary day you would have, but it's 2 separate pay slip you would see in your ESR or electronic something. What's the meaning of ESR now? Electronic staff record. So this is where you can actually see your pay slip you know, like 3 or 2 days before you get paid, so you already know, you already have an idea like how much you're gonna be earning. So when you've registered as a bank staff, it would update, and you would see separate, you know, payments as a substantive and as a bank, and there's 2 separate pay slip. And yes, you still need to pay tax as well doing a bank shift. But yeah, when they give you your salary, they will just send it separately as well, but again on the same date. So yeah, sorry, I was just looking at my list just to make sure I haven't really missed anything, because sometimes I just speak spontaneously and I might forget what I actually listed on my note. But yeah, I think those are the things that you need to know as a bank nurse. So again, if it's not clear, then please let me know in the comment section and I'll try to answer it. But I guess I did explain it quite okay. But yeah, I'm getting really like pinkish now because it's quite warm. But yes, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you find this helpful. Again, if you have questions, please comment down below. And thank you, and I'll see you again on my next vlog. Bye.